Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 22, episode 2. How is everybody today? What's new with you guys? I set up this display. That's like from 2 weeks ago. The whole Beltane one is still over there, set up. And I didn't know what to do for this week, so I kind of have some ideas. I realized that for me to be this tall and for me to pull you in, because I can't use a microphone right now because my phone's almost dead, so I have to charge it, so I can't put the little bit that goes in the bottom of the phone so I can wear my microphone, but I also can't use a power pack on the back of my phone to charge my phone because then I can't fit it into the... Anyways, so I talk loud enough, you guys will be able to hear me, and I set this up, but if I pull you guys in, some of this might disappear, but that's okay because I'll show you guys. I didn't know what to talk about today, but first and foremost, if you're in North America, oh yeah, that's still all right, pulling you in like that. If you're in North America, happy Mother's Day to all the mums and the people who act like moms and do the mothering roles and everybody else. I hope you guys are all having a good day. I don't expect my mom to be watching this because she's probably out with my sisters and it says slow connection. I'm just gonna... Okay, there. Oh no, it's already off. So hopefully the Wi-Fi is okay, even though it says slow connection. Anyways, yeah, my mom is out with my sisters. I phoned her this morning. Well, what was this morning for her? And it was like 4 o'clock for me and like 9 o'clock in the morning for her. So I've spoke to her today. So yeah, happy Mother's Day to anyone celebrating it. And my Mother's Day was in March. So I know that there'll still be Canadians who say Happy Mother's Day to me. I kind of get two in that way, like, the greetings from everybody anyways. But my own kids, the cards are still hanging up on the line that I hang the cards on. And yeah, I had that in March. So let's get on with it. My hair's still wet because I had a shower. All I did today was water plants in the front garden because the sun was shining. I wanted to clean the kitchen. I got so many things to do. It's only 9 sleeps till me and Steve and Tom go to Canada. Got to water the stuff in the back. Just make sure everything's done, but including in the house. So I did as much as I could out in the front, almost done. And then I wanted to have a shower before I started my live, so my hair's wet. And then like the sun was shining, but it was still chilly outside. So when I came in, it was chilly. So I chose this old waffle shirt of Tom's that he didn't want anymore that I own now. I love waffle shirts, but usually I'm too hot to wear long sleeves or jumpers, like sweaters or anything else. So, but this is nice and cozy. So I'm just in a cozy, comfy, although I still have to do my workout after my live. So I might switch shirts for my workout because this will be too heavy for my workout. Anyways, yeah, you wouldn't know that I didn't know what I was going to talk about today because as it's called the Rambling Hour, I can ramble. But I thought I would show you guys something that I'm excited about right now, even though I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to work on this project before we leave, but I can do it when we get back. But it has been a slow process, but an ongoing process, and I'm excited about it. So this stack right here that you see is... Well, I was thinking about that too. It would be nice if you had hobbies, like say you do knitting or, I don't know, diamond paintings or something that you just pull out in the evenings that you do. Not reading, but anyways, like little hobbies. If you, instead of it looking like a mess, what if the way we, stored it was a display in itself, so it looked nice on a shelf or whatever. That's what I was thinking about. But also, so this little thing right here, this is, I don't think I showed you this, but I wanted a cool way, I wanted a letter opener. I didn't even know about this guy, but I wanted a letter opener to put with my mail and everything else, like writing letters. And I found him, and he is so cool. So he holds this letter opener. So when I get a letter in the mail from someone, I take it right to the office because he sits on my desk in the office. And I use this to open it. and then I read it, and I write out here though. So because I have like the box that has my stationery and stuff in it, I want to get another letter opener that stays in there, but I love this guy. And he is, I don't know if it'll work. Oh, I'm using my phone, but I know there's one in the kitchen that we have, and it's like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, and he holds your phone. So I'm guessing that like this guy could double as a phone holder too. Because the Groot that's in the kitchen that you can use for holding phones, he actually, instead of a sword, he holds my little scissors that sit on the window ledge in the kitchen that I use to trim off plants, like dead leaves and stuff on plants. So that's where I put my scissors, so I always know where they are in the kitchen. Because if I take a plant to the kitchen sink to water it, and I'm cutting off anyways. So let me take a sip of this, and then I'll go down the stack. Now, this was, don't tell Steve, a little more expensive than, but I haven't bought myself stationery in years. A trick that I do with stationery when I was younger and would write letters, because I didn't have money to buy fancy things. So I'll show you guys a trick that I used to do. But this is from, I've showed you guys before, and I know it's a British company, but it's called Moonface Studios. It's the one that I get my journal from each year, and then I have the big moon calendar in the, well, it hangs in the bathroom downstairs. But anyways, the same company. I told them to stop making such awesome stuff because I'm gonna have to get an extra job just to buy their stuff if they keep making all these things that I want. Anyways, this is a stationery set that they just came out with. Snail mail and writing letters seems to be the new in thing. Oh, hang on. That's my packing slip from them. This is the thank you from them. And this is the tissue paper with their logo, like Moonface Studios on it, that was on the outside of it. So I just put those things in there because I can use that for scrapbooking. But it comes nicely like this. I've looked at the pictures of them packaging them all up for people, and I'm excited to use it. It's got a bunch of envelopes. The envelopes are all the same. The envelopes are all the same, but they're cute, and you get a set of stickers, and you get like, I think 3 or 4 different paper. Oh, what's at the back? Oh, cards. Yeah, there's like a few greeting cards too. I think 4 greeting cards. The greeting cards are all the same too, but they're in-house artist that does those. There's nothing in the inside when you fold them, but still cute. And the paper, I love the paper. Oh, that's another card. The paper is double-sided. Cool. Because not all paper is double-sided with lines on both sides. That's usually stationery only, like it has a blank side, but I actually do write on both sides anyway, so that works out well. And it has lines, so I don't actually have to use my, do I have it out? Well, here, I'll show you. Okay, so you get them usually with like, but it's a piece of paper with lines on it, and then this is my pad. This is like really old. This is from Canada, and it's a writing tablet, but the pages in it are really thin. They're not tissue paper, but they're really thin so that the light can go through them, even without a light table. If I put the lines behind it, oh, you can't see it. Because the light's coming from the front. But anyways, if I put this on the table, I can see through it, the lines, so I can make my writing nice. But what I do to save on, okay, let me first show you the different designs. Because even if you don't order this, if me and you are people who write to each other, then you might get some of this in the post anyways. So yeah, it looks like there's 3 different designs. There we go. So those are the 3 different designs. But what I would do to save paper, so that I didn't use all my good paper, is I would take a piece of the good stationery, and then that's why I have this pad of the clear ones, and then I would, like, even if it's a different size, because this is bigger than this one, I would just trim it down. But then, so I would have the nice one on top, and then it might be like 5 pages of blank, depending on how long my letter is, and then fold it where they still get a nice piece of stationery, but all the other ones, then I save on stationery. So that's a trick you can do. But yeah, I'm really excited about the stationery set. Just thought I'd show you guys that, just because I just recently got it, and because it's kind of on theme. It's not the most important thing that I'm excited about, but it is on theme with what I'm showing you. I've showed you guys this one that I did before. This was a similar box, like how this is a stationery set, and it opens like this with the magnet. Well, this one isn't a magnet actually, but this was an old stationery set that I had none of the stationery, just the old box, and I didn't like the box, and it was faded and everything else. But you guys may or may not remember. Wait, I just want to make sure. Okay, I didn't want anybody's addresses to be showing, but it's just my old address that doesn't exist anymore. So this one has, like, it must have had greeting cards and everything else. I don't know, because like I said, I only had the box. I didn't have the old stationery set. But I made this into a little writing box. And the drawer, so this is where I keep my address labels. And these are ready-made wax seals and stuff for writing letters. And if I got a letter from someone and I hadn't written back to them yet, I could throw it in here. And then when I got to writing my letters, that's where my stuff would be. So it looks nice too. So there is somebody online, Deb Robinson from Witch Casket, and she also does writing the old-fashioned way letters. And she showed this set that she has, this nice box that she opened, and it's like an old Victorian writing set, and this company has made new ones now, but I can't remember if they're like 100 or 200 pounds, and they're beautiful. I can't remember if it's chestnut wood, and it's like a beautiful box. You open it, it's really awesome. But I thought, because we have so many of these old boxes from art sets, because me and Steve, you know, like and even Allison would get all these art sets from people for our birthdays and Christmas. This one, I need to fix the handle, like, you know, to put handles back on here. But this reminded me a little bit of the one, this reminds me of this one, right? With the little drawer in it, but bigger. So I've been working on this. I can't remember what I have in the bottom drawer. So like I said, I do need to fix the handle on it. So that, and then, so, oh yeah, in the bottom I have, it had plastic in it because it had like the stuff like pencils and pencil crayons and stuff. This is a book that, the one that I looked at to order looked really old fashioned and nice. And then the one they sent me was this. I did complain to the seller, but they didn't do anything, and I just kept this one anyway. So maybe I'll put paper on the outside, like that brown paper, so it looks older. This is called Routledge's Complete Letter Writer for Ladies and Gentlemen in Society, in Love and in Business. So it's how to write letters, and I just thought it was a cute thing to add, especially when it looked like it was really old-fashioned. It would have looked really cute making this look like an old Victorian one. Anyways, in the top is where I copied the idea from the company, and this is what I'm excited about. So there's my friends and family organizer. So that's my address book that I've had for years and years and years. And then this is just my prototype. So I have stuff in the bottom here, and I don't want to break anything. So just give me a second here. Including my drink. I'm going to move it so I don't spill it. Okay. So if I put it here, then hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so what it is here, I just have a piece of cardboard, and you can see there. I didn't want to cut the elastic because I'm not actually using this elastic, but it is like this up here, and then the elastic is sewn in so that you can put different things, your pens. I have a ruler there just to show like that you can put things in here. Paper clips, whatever you need for your letter writing kit. And then, but theirs is, so this is what I just got in the post. So yesterday I got my brown pleather, my, plastic leather, to put as the background there. And it looks much better, just like the company has, with black elastic instead of white. So this is from my sewing kit. But so this is what I'm excited about, because I just got the elastic today. I could have got those things sooner, but I just forgot to order them. And now I just don't know if I have time to do this. But I'm really excited about this. I'm excited that I'm saving money by not buying a really expensive one, and that I'm using something that would have otherwise, you know, done nothing. And yes, I've had to buy a few things, but I'm just excited about it. So I thought I'd share that with you guys so I had something to talk about. Now I got like a tickle in my throat or something. Okay, so the only other things I have on here are cards. So I have this again too for a card pull, past, present, future. And I'll leave him up here. The 2 sets of cards I have this week, I got Woodland Wardens. I don't know if we have used this one before or not, but I thought this one would be good because I have been outside, I'm nice and cozy, and I thought woodland, like the green, woodland, that's what was calling out to me today. And then I have this one, which is the Seasons of the Witches, and it's a Litha Oracle. So it was just Beltane. Litha is the next Sabbath that's coming up for those who celebrate the Sabbats. I'm drinking pop, so I have like big belches in me waiting to get out. Last week, also, the death question of the week, I had my book ready. I found it. Do you know where it was the other week when I couldn't find it? It was like at the bottom of everything that's on my desk in the office. I just throw everything on my desk that needs being dealt with and everything, and it was on the bottom. So I found it, and I had it ready for us last week. Although I said it was question 7, we're actually on question 8. But I forgot to do it last week because we had lots to talk about. So I have it on the floor. I will do it this week. Question. Okay. Yes, I'm excited about Canada. Yes, I know my sisters, my mom, and friends are getting excited about us going to Canada too, friends and family. But it's just like that, like catch-22, right? Like most people who love their home want to be at home. They don't want to go even down the road. So yes, I'm excited about Canada. I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to enjoy making new memories and seeing everyone and all of that great stuff. But I'm also like, just hate leaving my house because it's my comfort place. But we got to live, right? Get out there. It's got to be a balance. Most of it isn't leaving my house. It's leaving the living things like my garden. The children, they're not really children anymore. I'm not worried about them. Speaking of which, the youngest is like technically done her college. Anything that she has to do for marks, going towards her grade is done. She just has one more like performance that they're going to do for whatever fun, I guess, in college. But she's almost done, and then she'll be on her way to university next year. We went to her last performance. It was based on Alice in Wonderland. It was pretty weird. Like, because it's Alice in Wonderland, I guess you can get away with anything. Because it's all weird where Alice goes. But it was bizarre, but it was still done really well. It was just like a very bizarre take on it. We were just kind of like, oh, okay, if that's the direction you want to go. But the acting was good. The stage was good. The ideas were really cool. They used, did I tell you guys this already? They used like 3 umbrellas for the Cheshire Cat, 2 for his eyes and 1 for his, Cheshire grin. And it was cool because then they could spin it and put the grin upside down. Like it was creative. We enjoyed it. I can't think if there's anything else specific that I wanted to talk about. It's May 10th. It's Mother's Day. We go to Canada, we get back here. Father's Day here and in North America is the same. So we'll be back here before Father's Day. I was like, so sometimes when I go on holiday, most of the time when I go on holiday, I'll photocopy a calendar so that I have like a calendar to use for my holiday plans and stuff. And I just write it. And if I cross things out and gets messy and everything, it's not like in my planner. So I did that. The cool thing is that I used my Moon journal, which is like Moonface Studios, my journal, and the calendar that I printed, the way that they do the months is not necessarily by month, it's by moon phases. So I have the end of May and the beginning of June on the same calendar, and it is technically called the blue moon. Like right now we're in the flower moon, we're almost in the blue moon. And I think it starts tomorrow maybe. But yeah, the blue moon. We actually have 2 full moons in May. We've had one already and we're going to have one at the end of the month. But it's cool that it's all, the whole time that we're in Canada, it's all on one calendar page. I didn't have to copy a May and a June. And it's the blue moon. Again, I don't know enough about that kind of stuff to know what that means, but I thought it was interesting. So I might look up what the blue moon means and what it means for our traveling and all that good stuff. Today is day 36 of me working out. I just got to keep doing it. That's all there is to it. It's just like anything else I've told you guys before. You don't put the weight on in a month, so you're not going to lose all the weight and get in shape and be where you want to be in a month. So I just got to keep at it. I know last time, well, the videos that I see, like, I don't know if it'll take me a year to get there, but I know that where I look back at my lives and I liked the way that I was looking physically. I mean, I love me anyways. Don't get me wrong. I don't love, well, yes, sometimes I do have a big head, but I mean, I am wonderful just the way I am. I don't have to change, but I felt even better and liked the way I looked even more when I was getting in shape. And it was over a year that I had been working out. So I don't know if it'll take me a year to get there, but I also can't be surprised if it does take me a year or more to get to where I was or even past that. But the only way to get to a year is to keep doing it and sticking to it. So like I said, today's day 36. I'll be doing it after my live. And for food, I have to stop eating late at night. So 2 bad habits I have with my eating right now is not eating a lot during the day, like amount wise, and maybe not even the best things. Like, so most of the time I start with a piece of toast, just 1 piece of toast. At least it's wholemeal or seeded like wholemeal. But I have a piece of toast so I can take my pills and I'm not taking them on an empty stomach because I don't know what else I want and it's just quick and easy. And then, yeah, so I need to, but then it comes to late at night when I actually let myself sit down and I'm going to watch TV with Steve and whatever. And then that's when I eat my dinner, which is okay if I'm not going to bed for a few hours after that anyways. But at the same time, I shouldn't be eating at 10, 11 at night with my huge big meal. I should be eating at like normal dinner time. Like even 8 o'clock, you know, is better than like I said, 10 or 11. So 6 to 8 or even 5, 6, yeah, 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That's when I'd say I should be having my final big meal of the day. So I got to work on that. Saying that, today's another day that I still haven't eaten my supper. So I opened some, so yesterday I made like 2 chicken steak things. They say chicken burgers. They're from Costco. They say chicken burgers, but so you could have them on a bun, but I just think like, they're like battered chicken and I put them in the air fryer. They're really nice. And so yesterday I made 2 and I opened a jar of like ready-made pasta sauce and put it on them. And then I sprinkled a bit of cheese and a bit of Parmesan cheese on top of that and put them in the microwave just to melt the cheese. So I had like sort of like a chicken Parmesan yesterday for dinner. So because I opened that jar of pasta sauce, I'm going to make some pasta when I'm done my live. Pasta sauce, and I had made chicken breast in the pressure cooker today because I make a lot of chicken breast because Steve has chicken for his protein with like every meal. So I have to keep making more and more chicken breast. I make it with herbs, like some of the herbs in the garden and some of the ones from the kitchen that I don't grow. And yeah, we always have chicken breast. And then because it's made in the pressure cooker, it like shreds really easily. So I shred it, portion it in a to-go container with like I portion it into 100 grams and then I squeeze it so it's like a lump of it and squeeze another lump of it, and each container then has 200 grams of chicken. So if I take it out of the freezer, I can take 100 grams and warm it up in the microwave and use that for a sandwich, like a chicken sandwich for him, or like whether he wants 100 grams with his meal or 200 grams. That's how I portion. So we always have chicken breasts ready to go like that. So that is what I'm saying is I made some today. So I'm going to have that chicken some pasta and some of the sauce that I opened. I really need to start including more vegetables into, and there's no reason that you can't just take some frozen vegetables out of the freezer and put them with some hot water or whatever, or some water, and put them in the microwave and just steam them. And it doesn't take a lot of work to have vegetables, so I need to add that into my diet more as well, because I can do all this working out, but it's not going to matter as much if I'm not watching what I'm eating. But as I was saying to somebody a couple days ago, it also shouldn't be torture, right? So if you go somewhere and there's, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to actually get some chocolate cake when I went to the shop, because we were talking about this analogy, and then it made me want chocolate cake. But anyways, if you're at a party or it's your birthday and you want some cake, don't say, no, I'm eating healthy, so I'm not going to have any cake. Just have a little sliver of a cake instead of a big piece or 2 pieces or whatever, right? So don't deny yourself the pleasures in life. Just be more mindful of them. Not only that, when I was eating at my healthiest and eating the portion sizes that I was supposed to be eating, every bite of that chicken or every bite of that little sliver of chocolate cake, I knew that's all I was going to get. And then, so you just, it tastes so much better when you savor it and enjoy it and eat mindfully. So try that. Just try having, if there's a big pastry, instead of eating that whole pastry, try slicing off a little bit of it, saying, this is my portion, but I'm going to savor each bite of it. And then, so maybe a pastry that you have, you know, if you cut it in 4 and eat it over 4 days, then, but savor every bite and see if it's, because you still get the flavor, you know. And sometimes we eat so, like the chocolate cake, we're just shoveling it in our mouth and we're not even tasting it. And then we want more because it's so good, but we've barely even tasted the bites that we had. It's the flavor in our mouth that's great, but, you know, so I don't know. I'm just babbling and rambling because I don't know what else you guys want me to talk about until we do a card pull. In TV, we've watched the series Prisoner. That's a British one. It's about a prison guard who there's more than one prison guard taking a prisoner. He's a prisoner, but he's also a witness to a bad guy. So they're moving him, and then all the things happen. And this prisoner, the prison guard and the prisoner are, what's it called, handcuffed to each other, and they're trying to get away from the bad guys who are trying to kill him because he's being a witness, and the good guys are trying to find them, but they don't know who to trust, and it's actually really good. So if you can find it, I don't know if it's BBC or what it is, but it's called Prisoner. I don't think it's called The Prisoner. I think it's just called Prisoner. It's really good. And then the other one that we just watched was it British as well? Let me think. I think it was, but it's called Secret Service. Yeah, it was British. It's Secret Service, and it's about them having a mole in the British Secret Service that's feeding information to the Russians, something like that. It's really good. So we watched this first season of that. We started Hacks yesterday, which is an American one. That's a comedy. So Hacks is good. This is it's season 5 and it's the last season of Hacks. So, I recommend Hacks. What else? Nope. My brain is shut off right now. So, yeah, I'm just in, travel mode, like thinking about the things that need to be done. I brought the suitcases down. You know that I like to have the house clean before I go on holiday. However, because there's still going to be a bunch of people in the house while we're gone, I don't know what the state of the house will be like when we get back. But I'll do my best of having my stuff clean and orderly, which you do not want to see behind us right now because, this is all right because it's a display, right? The one that we did for the Rambling Hour 2 weeks ago. But I still have a lot of my witch casket stuff out. I told you guys that Steve said that I get all this nice witchy stuff from Witch Casket, but that I keep it hidden up in the cupboard. So I'm kind of trying to incorporate witch stuff into the decor, but not in an overwhelming way because I don't want people to come into the house and just be like, you know, if you went into someone's house who's Christian and they had statues of Jesus and Mary everywhere, it just makes you kind of uncomfortable. So I don't want people to come into my house and the witchy stuff to be too overwhelming and uncomfortable. But it's true, if it is part of my personality now, then it might as well be part of my decor. But I want it still to be subtle. And I don't want, even though I'm a maximalist, and I like my little displays of like, you know, say you have like a display that I don't know what I'm going to do with this stuff too, because we're getting rid of the guest house caravan, so that we can build the garage and the granny annex. But in the meantime, and then Steve said that he would be, you know, he thinks the bathroom would be cool with a beach theme. So my beach theme though, I have all the vials of like sand and rocks and stuff that I got from different places. So me, it's like all or nothing. And so do I hang all my beach stuff, all my vials and everything else and have it like, it's like, you know, all my shells, everything. But then it's like, that's what a maximalist is, right? Where you have like lots of stuff on display, but it's done in a way that's, looks good, pleasing to the eye. But at the same time, it is a lot of stuff. So a minimalist is someone who lives simply, where you go into their house and it, see, to me, I have nothing against minimalists, but I still want, so my friend Zena is a good example. She's more of a minimalist, but when you go into her home, it feels warm, it flows, and the things that she does have on display, like a piece of art on the wall or a little statue, everything has meaning and is personal and picked out, whereas sometimes you go into a minimalist's house and it feels like it could just be a show home or like a B&B, like it just, or like an Airbnb. I mean, like you're just renting, like it doesn't have any personality for the people who live there. So I want a balance of both. So anyways, my point was that I still have a bunch of witch casket stuff that's over there that I still need to figure out where to incorporate it and stuff. And then behind me over here, where I usually sit to watch TV, is the table, and it's still got all the painting stuff. Because yesterday I caught up on our paintings from painting class that I hadn't finished. They were almost finished. You know, I try to get them done in the 2 hours of painting class, but I can't always get them done. So I just had to do some touch-ups, which I added to my Instagram and stuff yesterday, so you may or may not have seen them. But all the painting stuff's still out, because I do have one more that was a Saturday makeup class, and it's like this, like, there's a name for it, but it's like a accordion kind of, when you fold the paper, it's like a long paper and it opens and it's like a nature journal, and I haven't finished that. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish that before we go either. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Might work on it tonight. I don't know, because time will just get away from us, right? Because it's already 8:45 here. And like I said, I got to do my workout. I need to make and eat dinner. Who knows? So anyways, the paint is, I even said that last night. I'm like, oh, I'll put that stuff away tomorrow, which is today. But I didn't expect it to be so sunny out, and I knew I had to water the plants outside. But, so I did that. So then even in the kitchen, I'm like, oh, I'll clean that up tomorrow, which is today. But I didn't do the kitchen either, which isn't necessarily only my job, but I do like a clean kitchen. So, I still wipe down the counters and stuff more than anybody else because I like it that way. I like it. I swear the kitchen is the heart of this home. And when the kitchen is clean, it just makes everything feel better. So, but what I mean by clean is there might be some dirty dishes on the side, but they're stacked and ready to get washed. There might be some clean dishes on the drain board, but they're stacked and like orderly, but the counters are wiped down and things are just wiped down and orderly, right? So much to do, but I've done laundry today. What else? Yeah, mostly it's just watering stuff. But yeah, I just have my to-do list of the things that I need to get done before we go to Canada. Then there's the anxiety of being on the plane. I will not let fear stop me from living life, but I am more comfortable on the ground than in the air. And it's long. I don't mind being places like waiting, like the airports and stuff, like reading, sleeping, because I can sleep anywhere. So playing on my phone, whatever, coloring, I don't mind having downtime and waiting and doing those types of things. On the plane, that you can watch movies, you can sleep. which I can sleep anywhere, so I don't have a problem sleeping. And a lot of times with the long flights like that, I like to try and sleep because it feels like the time has gone by faster. But I'm not looking forward to that part. At the same time, it's kind of neat how in less than a day I can be, because you think about in like the past before airplanes, when they would take ships, it would be like 2 or 3 weeks to go from here to, well, first of all, I'd have to get from here to the ship. So that would be like by horse and carriage or whatever. And that would take hours, if not days, to get to a port, because I'm inland here. Like, we're not right next to the sea where I live. And then you get to the ship, and then it's like 2 or 3 weeks to get to Canada. Plus, where we live in Canada is not on the Atlantic Ocean just across the pond. It's almost all the way across the whole country. So that, even in a car right now, would take more than, if it took from Edmonton to Ontario, it takes 3 days, I think, in a car. So, but to get all the way from the Maritimes, it would be like 5 days in a car. And that's now, let alone taking a steam train or a horse and buggy all the way across Canada to get to see my family. But now, with an airplane, even though we have to go from here to Toronto and then Toronto to Edmonton, it's still in less than a day. I am in my home here, and then I'm in my mom's home, and then coming back too, like less than a day. It's like, if you think about it that way, it's kind of mind-boggling that I can hug my kids here and then hug my mom in less than 24 hours across the world. It's, so there, yes. And I am looking forward to seeing my friends, and I'm looking forward to having a root beer. And if it all goes okay, then I'll have 3 rambling hours from Canada. But like the one weekend that we're at my sister-in-law's for my niece's graduation, like I don't know how my Sundays are going to be. So I don't know if I'll be able to do my lives every week, but I'll definitely at least have one of the 3, I know for sure. I'll try to do all 3. But at that time, I love doing my rambling hours, and I don't like having anything make me miss them, but family does come first, so. Oh yeah, see, and I keep thinking, I need to mow the lawn, and I need to clean the pond filter, and, and the waterfall, anyways, it's a long story. There's just all these other things, I bought those herbs, if you saw them I posted about, I bought some herbs to put in the garden, but I haven't replanted them yet, and there's all these, other little things that I need to do in the garden, but I still haven't done the nematodes, if you remember what I'm talking about. So there's these beetles that are called vine weevils, and they are really annoying. They lay their eggs in a plant, and their larva under the soil eats the roots of the plant and kills the plant. If I don't keep the numbers under control, I will lose a bunch of plants. Sometimes you can tell because a plant is wilting and it's just not doing what it's supposed to. So you just try to pull on it, and if it pulls really good, then it still has roots. But lots of times you're like, oh, it's too late already. There's no roots. So sometimes you can put it in fresh soil and it'll grow roots again, and sometimes it's too late. So anyways, I got to keep control of these vine weevils. So the fight against them is nematodes. It's a microscopic organism that you put in the soil, and it eats the larva. However, it's not just that easy of sprinkling these things on. They're living things, so they're in my fridge right now in a container, because you order them through the post. They have to stay refrigerated. But I also have to make sure all the plants are damp, right? So that's why I've watered almost everything in the front. I have a few more pots that I'll finish tomorrow, and then water everything in the back and on the side. And then I know all my pots are wet. Then I got to mix up the nematodes in some water, and then keep them stirred, so they're not just settle at the bottom. But yeah, so I do it a little batch at a time, and then I go and pour a little bit in each pot. And then for 2 weeks, you're supposed to keep it damp. Just make sure that it stays damp. It doesn't have to stay sopping wet, but just damp, because otherwise they die. And if there's vine weevil larvae in that pot, they do their thing. They'll multiply and keep working. And if there's none, then they just die off. And it's a lot of work. And then I'm not even going to be here now for 2 weeks to keep them damp. But if the weather's the way that it's been, then it's been a bit cloudy and stuff. The pots aren't going to dry off as quick as when we have like plus 20 days, a couple days in a row, especially with the wind, because it's usually quite windy here. It dries out the pots quickly. So I think it'll be fine. And the nematodes aren't cheap either. So I have to do this, well, 2 times a year, but mostly in the autumn, but I didn't do it in the autumn. So I really need to get it done. So, but it's like hard because it takes me so long just to water the pots, and I want to get all the other things done. So when I looked over there, I saw that I need to mow the lawn, but that is like the most important thing right now is watering all the pots, doing the nematodes. Then I can do all the little things. But there's only 9 sleeps left. So what else do I have to do I wanted to organize the loft more because like even when I went up and got the suitcases today, I had put the spring decor up there and stuff and I had shoved things up there, but I need to go up there and like put things in their place so it's easier to maneuver in there. So catching up on my art. Again, there's nothing that's like pressing, nothing that can't wait till I get back besides the plants. But there's still the things that I would like to get done before. So now that the suitcases are down, I can also throw things in there that I want to bring with me to Canada. And then I can go out and buy things that I want to bring to Canada. The only request really that my family's had is chocolate, because the chocolate here is so much better. I've told you guys this before, and I'll tell you again that I didn't understand chocolate addictions, but we didn't have like Cadbury chocolate like they make here, which is more cream, less shit in it, because they have higher standards here than Canada and definitely than America. But the chocolate here is so creamy and good and everything else. So the request that my family has back home is chocolate, because the chocolate tends to get eaten by everyone. And yeah, so I got to buy some chocolate to bring back and anything else that we want to bring. The good thing is that lots of the things that that you would think are from here, they have now in Canada, and then vice versa. Some of the things I can get here that I don't need to bring back with me. But I'm looking forward to popcorn twists, hickory sticks, Mexican chili chips, root beer, and then Edo Japan. Taco time for sure because of the hot sauce. And yeah, just excited to get back to Canada for it is kind of crazy how many times I've been back lately. So anyways, it looks like we're like at almost 45 minutes, so we can do our last minute things. I did it again, guys. I don't know if it was interesting or not, but I did the rambling. So let's do woodland wardens, because I don't know if people like me doing these or don't like me doing these, but it gives me something to fill the hour. I was going to talk about manifestation today too, but like that we just need to be really careful with what we ask for the universe to give us. When you manifest, make sure that you're saying the positive that you want, and then put your order. So if you say you want to get out of debt, you're not going to say, I want no debt. I want to get out of debt. I wish I had no debt. Oops, I dropped some cards. So some people will think those are jumpers, so we should use those. So maybe I will. That's 2 of them, and then I'll use 1 more. Again, I don't even know if we've used this deck before. So, manifestation. So instead of saying I don't want to have any debt, do it in the positive, because don't and debt, those are negatives, and you don't want to put that out there because that is what the universe is hearing, and it might bring you more of that. So the opposite of that, the positive of that is, I say, for me personally, I say, my brain is just shut off. What do I say? Like financial abundance. And I see my account, like my bank accounts with a large number, and financial abundance. So, you know, I'm looking forward to financial abundance. You put your order out into the universe, believe that it already exists, that it's done, and then you don't really have to think about it again. You can, if you want, put it out there again, but just, yeah, so I was going to tell you guys that about, but also be careful what you ask for, because sometimes we think that we want something and then we get it and it's not, you know, say I wanted to be a famous actress and I've been trying to do that my whole life. And then I get to this point where I'm a famous actress and I realize, ooh, no, I wanted to be a really good actress. I wanted to be like, you know, admired and appreciated for the talent and skill that I have, but why did I put famous into my manifestation? Because the fame is a killer. I can't go out anywhere. I just, you know, like, so you, even if you think you want something, you got to be very careful with what you manifest, because if you, you know, and whether you believe in that kind of stuff or not, people say, be careful what you wish for, and there's a reason for it. So why I'm saying that is doing my rambling hours and stuff. I know that the universe has something in store for me. I don't need to be famous. I don't need to be at a point where I can't leave my house or I need security when I go somewhere or anything like that. But I do have a feeling that there's bigger things on the horizon for me. And I'm just wondering, what do I really want out of life? Where do I want like things like the rambling hour and stuff to go? How big do I want it to be? And am I willing to, like, if I manifest, like, having more people watch these and everything else, what are the benefits, the pros and cons to it? And, like, yeah, I just got to really think about what I want and before I go crazy and put orders into the universe that are too grand. And then I get that and I'm like, oh my God, why did I do this? So anyways, let's do our card pulls. So I'll take the top one as our past card. I explained this in the past. I've explained this to you before. One of the easiest ones to do is a 3-card spread. If you have never used oracle cards or anything like that before, like I said, this one's a witchy one. This one is just woodland wardens, like woodland animals. And so there's like oracle decks for everything out there. You can find them for, I don't know, like say you like sea life. I'm sure there's ones about sea life. If you're into plants, there's ones for plants. If you're into dinosaurs, there's probably one for dinosaurs. People can make oracle cards about anything, but it's also using your intuition and interpretation of the cards, what you see in them. Plus, the people who design them will make a book to what the cards meant to them when they were making it. So you can go with the book, or you can just go with your own intuition. And the more that you work on your intuition and this, then the easier it will be for you to read the cards and see what they mean for your life. So what I was saying is a good way to start is just pulling one card a day, reading it kind of like a horoscope, seeing what it says it means, and then at the end of the day, check in and see if anything worked out like with what the card said. But a 3-card spread is what we do on here. It's another easy one. You just do the past, the present, and the future. So our past is where we've been, our future is where we are now, and our past is where we've been, our present is where we are now, and our future is where we will go if we stay on the trajectory that we are on right now. Nothing is set in stone, so the future can always change. But this is what I want you to do, because I finally remembered to say this before I show you guys the cards. Think of something that's going on this week in life, or something you've been mulling over. For me, I'm going to say we're doing the woodland warden. So I'm going to think about me leaving the garden, nature, all that connection to nature, and my worries about that. That's what I'm going to base this reading on for me. For you, if you're seeing this live or at another time, it tends that the universe will show you what you need when you need it. So the people who are watching this are going to need this right now. You know what I mean? Like people who watch me regularly, they might not see this one because they might see another one that they need or whatever. So think about something that you're thinking about right now in life and what you would want if this witchy stuff and this spiritual stuff was real and you wanted some answers or clarification from the cards. What would you be thinking about right now? So take a minute, think about what you want. I'm going to have this at my pop while you think about what you want to ask the cards today, and then we'll do the card pull. And if you can't think of something, that's okay, because sometimes the cards will show you the cards and then it'll be like, oh, I know what that's about. Or tomorrow or the next day, you'll be like, oh, weird, how that thing's coming up again. So don't worry if you can't think of anything. Anyways, I'm going to put on my spectacles. My hair is still wet, so that means my glasses will be... Okay, so, ready, guys? Past. We have the moth and eucalyptus, an ending. And this is card, X is 10, right? V, yes, V is 5, so X is 10, so this is card 13 in Roman numerals. The moth and eucalyptus, an ending. So I'm going to show you guys the card. So look at the card, see what stands out to you, if anything. Is there colors? Is there, you know, the eucalyptus specifically, the moth specifically? What stands out to you? The number, the writing. I'm going to put it right there, and I will hold it closer, but I just want to open the book first to it. So what did I say? It was like 13. X 111. I mean, I. Yeah, okay. 13. So this is our past, and it says an ending. The moth and eucalyptus is at number 13 for a reason. It mirrors the meaning of the death card in traditional tarot deck. Now, before I keep reading the death card, if you don't know, tarot is not as scary as some people make it seem. The death card means death and rebirth of any, it could be the fact that you've quit a job and a new job's on the horizon, or you, I don't know, like the death card is the death of something and the rebirth of something else. It's transition. It's not like somebody you know is going to die kind of thing. So let me continue, or start from the beginning again. The moth and eucalyptus is at number 13 for a reason. It mirrors the meaning of the death card in the traditional tarot deck. The death card rarely indicates literal death, but rather marks an ending of some kind and provides us with the knowledge and power to let go. The moth shown here is the death's head hawk moth, named for the unique skull-like marking on its back. The death's head is nocturnal, and, like all moths, it flies toward the light. Eucalyptus is a symbol of protection, as the oil from this plant can be used to guard against and soothe a variety of ailments. So if you have the card upright, this way, because this is reverse, upright, an ending is imminent. This could mean the end of a relationship, a hobby or interest, a job, or any number of other things. While endings sometimes mark loss, they don't always. And even if we do experience grief, we have the power to emerge from it with a better understanding of ourselves. Reverse, so if you pull a card and it's this way, if you want to do the reverse, you don't have to. But in this case, if you had this card as a reverse, it means your resistance to change is preventing you from embracing your full potential. It's okay to let go and move forward, as painful as it may be at first. Loosening your grip on the past will open the doors to transformation. And then it has some prompts. It says, how can I be more accepting of change? And what tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? So for me, remember, I'm basing this on having to leave my garden. That's the past. I have left the garden in the past, and things have been okay. So how can I be more accepting of change? What tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? Well, the fact that I've left the garden in the past, and it's not the end of the world, I'll survive. But again, you think about what it means for you in this reading. Okay, so I just picked up this card upside down. So if you want to do the reverse and you feel like it will, what's the word, resonate with you, I will, because I did pick it up reversed. And because in the book they have the upright and reverse. So we have card 6, the frog and lotus, metamorphosis. So I'm going to hold it this way for you guys though right now while I read it. So card 6. Oh, I am on card 6. There we go. All right. So metamorphosis. This card reminds us that change is natural, rebirth is possible, and a healing balance can be achieved. The frog, developing as it does from a tiny tadpole, symbolizes transformation. The lotus flower, too, symbolizes rebirth, unfurling even amid murky waters. Going through such a change can be difficult and a struggle, but the resulting metamorphosis opens us to growth, self-acceptance, and happiness. If the card is upright, that's what the frog and lotus. Oh yeah, it did say that. Okay. Upright, consider what in your life needs changing and think about the steps you can take to achieve this change. You owe it to yourself to allow your own growth and rebirth. If the card is reverse, you cannot control everything in your life. Change is a part of nature, and it must be allowed to take its course. Remember that great beauty can result from metamorphosis. The prompts are, I'll just put it the right way up. The prompts are, what can I change in myself or my life for the better? And how can I be more accepting of change I cannot control? So yes, I am seeing the relevance in this for me. Hopefully you are too. One more card. I'll take it off the top, and this is our future. So remember, the future is not set in stone. The future is, this future card is based on where we are in life now, and if we continue in the direction that we are currently going. So I again had it reversed when I picked it up. It is a beaver, the beaver and birch. Oh my God, this is crazy. So there used to be beavers in the UK, but they haven't had them here for a long time. So in Scotland and a few places, they've reintroduced beavers in closed settings. But when I think of the beaver, what do I think of? Canada. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. The beaver and the birch. Again, birch trees, one of my favorite trees. Canada, white birch. I have one out front, but it reminds me of home, which this card says home. It's 3 X's, so card 30. I'm not kidding. Look, the beaver and the birch. Home. Do you see how the universe works? It's insane when you start getting these confirmations that there's something to this stuff. Okay, so card 30. And remember, I had it reversed if we want to do the reverse meaning. The beaver and the birch. Okay. Home. This is the future. I'm going home. This is my home, but you know, I'm going home. The beaver works hard to build the lodge where it raises its young. That's this home here. Using twigs, grasses, rocks, and mud, it constructs a safe environment for its family as well as, sorry, I'm like almost ready to cry. And it's Mother's Day for lots of people, so this is, okay. It constructs a safe environment for its family as well as a natural habitat for migrating birds. Birch trees symbolize new beginnings, and they seldom grow alone. In medieval Europe, they were used as maypoles in pagan celebrations of midsummer. Interesting. Because their wood was thought to protect the young and ward off evil spirits, it was often used to build cradles. If the card is upright, now is a time to focus on nesting, homesteading, and settling down. Decorate and tend to your environment in a way that supports a feeling of home. If it's reverse, you may be feeling reclusive, like a hermit in your cave. Consider planning a trip. Your spirit will benefit from a time of travel and self-discovery. The prompts: what do I appreciate about my home? And is my home a place or a feeling? How intriguing! So even if you haven't found any significance in this, I have. And I'm feeling very emotional right now from that reading. Whew, okay. This is by Jessica Rue, this the Woodland Mordens. I'm just gonna give you, oh, no, it's not your, my hockey tooth. Okay, so, wow. That's all I'm going to say, wow. All right, let's do a quick Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. And we'll do a quick reading with these. So the same thing, you can think about what you're thinking about in life right now. I'm going to do, oh, look at that. We haven't used these ones yet. I'm going to think about with these ones more of my spiritual life. So this was my life right now, traveling and seeing my family and friends and all that. And even though my spiritual life goes into all other areas of my life, I'm going to do this reading for myself, specifically focused on my spiritual life and where it is for me. You can choose what you want. Mind you, you're watching this right now, and I'm showing you guys that there's something to this spiritual, witchy kind of stuff. So maybe your question will be about your spiritual journey and where your spiritual life is. And even if you're religious, even if you follow an organized religion, you know what? It's all the same. All roads lead to the same destination. And, like, it's all the same, honestly. It's all the same, the universal energy. This stuff like this does not have to take away from your type of God that you believe in or worship or pray to or whatever. So, also, I have said this in the past, but because I'm doing a reading, I'll let you know too. If you haven't used a deck before, or anything that you own, if you feel like you just want to refresh the energy of it, you can picture in your mind's eye a little tap on it and just drain out all the old energy out of this, and then take from the universe fresh energy. Ask the universe just to, so cleanse them, and now they're already clean and ready for our reading, and it's only based on what we're doing right here. Anybody who's touched these cards before in the warehouse or anything else, doesn't matter because these are ours now. So I have mixed them a little bit. I'm going to see, I don't want to look at the cards, but I don't want you guys to see them either. So I'm going to go like that and see which one I'm drawn to. I'm drawn to this one. So this is going to be our past. Stick them on here like this. And then which one? This one? I don't even know if that's the one that was just behind it. Present. This one? Future. Whoa, I almost dropped them all. Okay, so this is based on my spiritual life. That's what I'm looking at. You can decide what you want. Aren't they pretty? They're all so pretty with this gorgeous metallic like pink on the sides, and they're, I mean, if you like buy oracle cards, even some like just to play with or to look at, like they're gorgeous. Anyways, here's our cards. Ready? So we're gonna do the past. I need my glasses. Mulch and manure. Hardships are coming to an end. The seeds you sowed will be blooming soon, which is interesting because that can be like metaphorical, but it can also be actually like, what's not physical, what's the word I'm looking for? Like actual, like reality. I don't remember because people are planting seeds, like it's starting, you know, and things are going to be growing soon, literally in the garden, literally. That's I think what I meant. Okay, mulch and manure, card 26. So let's see what the card says. I mean, the book says, the more you work with a deck, the less you're going to need to go to the book. And even still, sometimes like you can, when you work with a deck, you can work with, oh, my nose is itchy. Take a card and go through the deck and then see what that card means to you. You can write it down. You can work with that specific card for how long you need to, and then take the next card and really work with and get to know a deck instead of doing all these different decks like I do. The reason that I'm doing different decks with you guys is so you can find, so I'm showing you that there's different ones out there, but when you find a deck that resonates with you, work with it more, work with it often, and you'll get to know your cards more and what they mean to you, and you won't need to use the book because you'll use your own intuition if all this spiritual stuff and whatever intuition stuff is true. So it is mulch and manure. I'm trying to get it so it doesn't have the glare on it there. If I can hold it like that and keep it like that whilst reading the book. Keywords: improving circumstances, ability to hold more. Hardships are coming to an end. The seeds you sowed will be blooming soon. I just dropped the book. What was it? 26. Sorry, guys. You don't have anywhere to be, do you? No? Okay. Mulch and manure. Remember, manure is your fertilizer, so that helps things grow. Mulch and manure downright stink. literally. It isn't pleasant to work with, but it does serve a very useful purpose. In gardens, it helps to improve soil conditions and increases the dirt's ability to hold more nutrients and water. Of course, manure is the result of animal waste, and there's nothing glamorous about that, but the results are undeniable. Brilliant flowers, ripe fruit, and a plethora of summer veggies make the muck and smell worth a little bit of the discomfort. The obstacles you have lately faced are slowly improving your circumstances. The soil you were planting your seeds in before wasn't rich enough for your goals to thrive. You may have attempted to increase your finances, find love, change jobs, or experience more peace in your life only to find your hard work spoiled again and again. And when that happens, too many times, the benevolent universe steps in to fill your life with fertilizer in the form of challenges, changes, and losses that will ultimately result in new fertile ground. The good news is that your hardships are coming to an end and you will see sprouts shooting up very soon. In the meantime, do your best to understand the lessons you're fertilizing. Do your best to understand the lessons your fertilizing period has taught you, because you'll have to start all over again if you don't learn how to maintain what you're growing. Very interesting. I'm not going to say, I'm just going to let you take away what you need to take away from that. I have mine in my head. I don't know why I'm looking in the book because I don't know what our, so that was our past. This is our present right now, right here where we are. It is the mermaid. It's number 24. Let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits. So remember, this is, I mean, it is a witchy deck, but it's also, that's why I'm using it for my spiritual reading, but it's 24, was it? And we were just on 26, so, okay. Okay, so mermaid, keywords, allure, seduction, embracing desires. Let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits. And okay, there are many legends about the mythical sea creature known as the mermaid. Among them is a luring call of her song, said to enchant sailors so she can drag them to the bottom of the ocean, never to be seen again. The assumption is that she drowns them in the sea, but what if something much more magical and fantastical is happening? Maybe she opens up a whole new world that only if the few who are brave enough to follow the call are able to experience. The things you are attracted to are not a mistake of flights of fancy. They represent things that are meant for you and hold the key to more happiness, your purpose, and ways to live your best life. If you are captivated by something, allow yourself to be pulled down into the depths of its seduction. It can be scary to follow a passion, not knowing what waits for you on the other side. But the best things in life are often the things that scare you the most, yet make you want to dive in. I find this so interesting. I don't even do these polls and readings during the week for myself. I really should do it more like personal, but I do them with you guys and then I get what I need, that's why I'm so like, well, you guys might be, because I need these. I need to do these more often. So here's our future if we stay on the path that we're on. It's country cottage. Hello. Yes. As long as it's the right cottage, because I don't really want to pack up everything and move unless it's the right cottage for me. Country cottage, number 7. It is time for the seeker to look within. What haunts you can only be faced by you. Okay, number 7. Sorry, let me just get to number 7 and then I'll hold it up again for you guys to look at. Number 7, country cottage. Okay, there you go. Keywords, sustainability, self-sufficiency, independence. It is time for the seeker to look within. What haunts you can only be faced by you. I love this stuff. It makes me so happy. Even if you guys aren't getting anything from this, I am. So, okay. Welcome to Spiritual Homesteading, the practice of finding independence, self-determination, and sustainability for your soul's well-being. There's certainly no shortage of spiritual teachers, programs, and tools on offer, including this deck you're holding. But the trouble with relying too much on someone else to guide you is that you lose the ability to stimulate your own healing and rewards. You are expecting someone else to show you the way rather than finding it for yourself. You have pulled this card to encourage you to trust in your own guidance more than you seek advice and help from other people. You know what you need to succeed. You know what's not serving your highest good. You know what you want and you know what you need. What you're lacking is belief in yourself. Making a mistake or getting things wrong is part of the process, not a reason to quit or doubt yourself. You'll learn more from your failures than you will from your successes, and if nothing else, they'll be your own. Your choices, your mistakes, and your determination to rise when you fall. Stay on the path you're on and have faith in your desires and ability to bring your rewards to life. In a more practical sense, this card appears when you are being a little bit too needy and should try to be more independent. It's fine to ask for help or want to experience life with others, but don't take anyone's time or resources for granted. You're more capable than you have allowed yourself to believe, and you are fine to continue on this path alone. All right. I know that some of you, whether watching this live right now or later, are getting stuff from these cards. I know it. I feel it. I mean, you can tell me about it. You don't need to tell me about it because we're on our own journey. So it's all, you can have it personal to you, or you can tell me about it so that because I'm just excited about this kind of stuff. The last thing we're going to do is our death question. So for those of you who don't know, I'm big into death planning. I've had my funeral plan since I was a little wee kid, not planning on dying till I'm like in 80s, 100, you know, like I'm not planning on going anywhere soon. But if I do go, who knows better what I want for my send-off than me? So get yourself some paper to write on or whatever. We're going to do number 8. Question number 8. If you want all the questions, just let me know and I can give them all to you. But I'm going over ones that we've already done. And then when we get past these ones, then we'll continue doing more. So number 8. Do you have any secrets? You don't have to tell me. Or anything you want discreetly disposed of in the case of your death. Have someone you trust deal with things that may be embarrassing or you feel will cause problems after your death. So in your book, you can write down, because nobody has to read this if and until you die. So then, like, if somebody knows where your plans are, so in your safe or whatever, wherever you keep your book. But just, you might be like, hey, if for some reason I pass away, go in drawer 3 of my dresser and there'll be a yellow box with a bunch of papers in them. Please get that out of my house before any of my family and friends see whatever, because it might have all your gambling slips in it or your, I don't know, your weird porn or just whatever it is. That I don't really have secrets, me personally. So there's nothing that I have that that I have to, but you would be surprised what some people have. And it could even be like if you have sex toys, like that's embarrassing for a lot of people. So if your kids or your parents or whatever are cleaning out your stuff because sadly you've passed away, it might be embarrassing. I mean, once you're gone, you don't really care, but it might be embarrassing for them still. So if you have anything that you want disposed of, in the, so that's what our question is. Question 8. Do you have any secrets or anything you want discreetly disposed of in case of your death? Have someone you trust deal with things that may be embarrassing or you feel will cause problems after your death. That's that, the proof that you have another family, like you got 2 families going on or who knows what. Can I just say that my hair is dried really nice? It's too bad that I'm just going to put it in a ponytail and do my workout and stuff, but it looks pretty good. So, I love you guys and I love doing these, even if I'm only talking to myself, because this is what I do every day anyways. So the chance that even one of you out there is watching makes it that much better because I feel like I'm doing something with my life. Besides being a mom and being an artist, how I want to give back to others is I like to make people laugh. I'm not like a comedian, but I like making people laugh, even if it's sharing posts from other people that will make you laugh. And I like inspiring people. So if I have made you smile or feel inspired by anything I've said in this last hour, then it makes it all worth it, even if there's only one of you out there. I have done my job. I do the art for myself, even though people like can look at it and stuff and benefit from that. I wanted to be a mom selfishly to raise kids. You know, hopefully I did a good job and that helps them, but it was something I wanted for me. But the inspiring and making people laugh, it's not just for me to fill my soul. It's because that's how I feel like I can give back to the world. So, like I said, if I've done that, then I've done my job. All right? I love you guys. I think big things are on the horizon for me. This is my prediction. I know, like, I've been thinking this for a while. I haven't told you guys because I have no idea what's happening. But something's going on with the universe. And the cards have confirmed for me that my intuition is probably not mistaken. I don't know what it is yet, but this is my prediction. So you guys will know if something does happen that, yeah, I was feeling it in the air. There's something else I was going to say. Oh, please go. All of my old Rambling Hours are on YouTube at Rambling Hour with Lisa. So please go to my YouTube and like and subscribe to it, please. Even if you don't watch all of them or watch any of them, just please go and like and subscribe because I want to build the numbers up on there because Facebook only keeps my lives up for 30 days. So I'm trying to like maneuver over to where my back catalog is on YouTube. So please go there, like and subscribe. And then on Instagram, I have my own at Rambling Hour with Lisa, like page that's just dedicated to Rambling Hour, which reminds me, I forgot to post the thing I do to tell you guys I'm going to be on in a few hours. I need to post that on there too. I want to do that every week because I'm trying to build that up too. I didn't tell people about it before because I was trying to get all my old pictures on there from the previous ones. But now that I'm caught up, I want people to go there and like that too. So your assignments, your homework is to go to at Rambling Hour with Lisa on YouTube, like and subscribe, and at Rambling Hour with Lisa on Instagram if you have an Instagram, and like that as well. All right. I will see you guys next Sunday. However, I'll still be here. So yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday. All right. Love you. Have a great week and